So it's I don't know. It's one word. It's Martinsville.
Can you race to win, or because of your situation, can you not really race to win?
Honestly, it just depends on when the yellow flags come. We have to race to get max points. That's for sure. And if it stays green, then that means race to win at Martinsville. The only time it gets a little bit confusing is if those yellow flags come, around the stage breaks, where you have to pick and choose if you're going to pit before the stage, if you're going to try and run through the stage. But right now, where the yellow flags are planned, you race to win, and that it leads itself to getting stage points and having track position at the end of the race. So we'll just have to see where the yellow flags fall.
Does it matter that your other two teammates who are in this eight are in, and you're not racing then compared to like the Hendrick guys who are racing each other almost?
I think it just makes our job, like the 20 cars job, a little bit easier because we don't have to, focus on very many other competitors other than Kyle and what he's doing, how many points he's got, stuff like that. So, uh, yeah, it's this race is very unique because it's under only very rare circumstances that you single out a couple people. Obviously, next week will be that way, but most of the time you're just out there trying to do the best that you can, no matter what. And then these last two races, or even in the round of 12, maybe the cutoff race, you kind of know who you're racing and who you need to beat to advance on points. And today this weekend, it's very clear. Myself or Kyle are going to move on, no matter what, and so we just are racing each other essentially.
Christopher, a lot went wrong for you in this race last year. Independent of the last lap, you also had the spin 1 and 2. I believe you had something on pit road or something like that. You were pretty raw in your emotions and kind of how you felt leaving this race last year. How long did it take you to? I don't want to say get over it, but just kind of accept it and move on, or have you still not in the last 12 months?
Um, it's a good question. I certainly have moved on past it, but I don't know if it's something that'll I'll ever forget. It was a day that yeah, it sucked. But with that being said, you just long for this opportunity, and 12 months later, here we are again. So hopefully we can make up for it and get back to that championship event, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Does the experience of last year influence you in saying, hey, we've got a 36 or something point advantage over the cut line, but we can't rest on our laurels. We can't assume we're safe, especially given how many points are separating you and Kyle, and then what could happen to both of you if there's a new winner.
Well, using that 36 number, it's really irrelevant because we're either going to make it if nobody wins, or I'm plus one right now. So it's plus 36. It doesn't feel right to say that. We're really plus one right now, and that's how Larson feels. That's how I feel. That's how my team feels. That's how his team feels. So it's going to be a battle, and we know basically whoever scores more points than each other is going to make it. And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than that.
What is most challenging about this place for you?
Probably the driving technique has been hard to master here at Martinsville, and I don't know why it is. Like, it seems like my background, my upbringing has just didn't give me the skill set that I needed to be successful, at least right off the bat here. And I think my counterpart Larson would have said the same thing. But over the years, I definitely feel like I've gotten better at it, and it certainly took a little bit to figure out. You go to pretty much every other racetrack, like you can just try harder and get more pace and do better. And here, it's like the harder you try, the more you go backwards and you start struggling more. So it's a very unique driving technique that it takes to be successful here in
Do you feel
Martinsville.
like this is one of your better tracks now, or is it still, where is it with your abilities at this point?
I don't know. I think it's middle of the road. So while it takes a very unique driving style. I think the setup is super critical too. And if one or the other is off, you don't have success. And that goes to show, in that 22 event, we hit it, and I drove the car properly. The car was set up properly, and we had a great race. And we haven't really been able to connect the dots like that since. We certainly had a better race in the spring this time. So hopefully we can continue to get back to that 2022 fall event where we're really competitive. Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you.
Sorry. How has the relationship between you and Larson evolved since you guys were racing midgets against each other? You're not going head to head on dirt as much anymore, but now it's mostly over here. How's things changed?
I feel like we have a really good mutual respect for each other, and it feels like we cheer for each other a little bit more than what we did dirt racing. And I think we have that bond maybe of like, he's one of my guys and I'm one of his guys, right? But yeah, certainly it feels like we are more on the same team and less, against each other now.
Do you find it fitting that you're going against each other in this way?
I mean, I would love if we both could make it and we could have this battle next week. And there still is a chance that both of us could make it. And so, that's what I'd love to happen.
You played a big role in bringing Chase Briscoe over to JGR. Are you surprised to see him make it all the way to the championship 4 in year 1?
I'm not surprised, but certainly he has exceeded expectations. I think that's fair to say. And I'm super proud of him and even James and that entire group. Like it's been awesome to see them come into their own, and they've really, I bet you they'd be in the running for most improved year after year, and even from the beginning of the year to where they are today. So they've just done a great job of putting it all together and executing races and putting themselves in position.
If you and Larson race each other and have to at the end, do you feel like, because he said something when I asked him about would he prefer if it goes door to door, that it would be a teammate or a manufacturer or not? Would it be harder or easier? And he said, gave a long answer, but he did mention if I have to move him. And I thought, at what point is moving, you're not really taking someone out, but what would your reply, or if you have to move him at the end?
I honestly don't know. No, I don't know. That's just going to be, instinct and reaction and whatever happens in the moment. So I don't know. I don't know what would happen.
You don't really think about?
No.
You do it in the moment because obviously each one is different, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what will happen.
I mean, he likes you, but and you like him.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Frontstretch fans can use promo code Frontstretch to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay rewarded.
What's up? Michael Massie here, Frontstretch.com. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.